the Wall Street Journal, and all these submarines and allies in the region got me thinking about the potential for incidents or unexpected events with China or other nations. And for those of us in Beijing last week with Secretary of State Blinken, we found out that there was not a breakthrough in terms of getting a military-to-military channel going to work with China. So I'm wondering, is it worth loosening sanctions on the Chinese defense minister to get some kind of military-to-military channel going, or how would that help, or what do you do in terms of incident? Thank you.
I can start.
That's
part of that.
discussion.
Yeah. So thank you. So look, China's inhibitions around military-to-military crisis prevention mechanisms and communication capabilities are long-standing. This is not a recent phenomena. And we do believe that it is important for the United States and China to take the necessary practical steps that would enable effective communication to deal with an unintended set of circumstances or an accident or a mishap. And we will continue to articulate the rationale for why these are important, particularly as our forces increasingly rub up against one another, operate in closer proximity. I will simply say that it's been reported in the Wall Street Journal, China has undertaken some of these steps with other countries in Southeast Asia. I think they recognize the value of them, but for a variety of reasons. And we would say that they extend beyond simply restrictions placed on senior officers. The Chinese have been reluctant historically to undertake these efforts. We're going to continue to make the case, both as Secretary Austin did at Shangri-La, and we try to do in all of our undertakings, that it is necessary, prudent, and indeed expected that the United States and China take the necessary steps to have those lines of communication to deal with unexpected circumstances, like a spy balloon that makes its way across the United States, which no one had anticipated, but in fact the necessary mill-to-mill communications were lacking in that set of circumstances. And so I think we will continue to make the arguments about why these are necessary, and we believe that the diplomacy that you experienced last week with Secretary Blinken and the Chinese leadership is a good step, and we will continue to take those steps to improve dialogue and discussion with China as part of our larger strategy in the Indo-Pacific.
Admiral, you're okay?
So from an operator standpoint, operating in international airspace and on the seas, we follow the internationally recognized rules. And as you all have seen from videos that we've released when we've been in close contact with, whether it's the Russians or the Chinese, we have been, our commanding officers out there have been very clear and unambiguous in terms of communicating very directly to their counterparts and other ships and aircraft what our intentions are, how we're maneuvering, what we're going to do next in accordance with international law to avoid any kind of provocations. It is really important that we remain unemotional with a high degree of professionalism in terms of how we operate, as you would expect we would.